Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Pasek and Paul songs.
And if you're not happy over, I will get back up again.
For this list, we'll be looking at musical theater songwriting duo of Benj Pasek and Justin Paul's greatest hits. After you watch the video, be sure to let us know what your favorite song of theirs is. Number 10, Middle of a Moment, James and the Giant Peach.
If this is what my family has to be, then I don't need one watching over me. A family doesn't make you sleep outside.
When Pasek and Paul were tasked with crafting music for the Roald Dahl classic James and the Giant Peach, they had their work cut out for them. The story about an orphan who's joined by a group of ragtag insects on a journey aboard an enormous fuzzy fruit that ultimately ends up in New York City requires a great suspension of disbelief.
And we are singing insects in this song. We are insects.
Just play the piano.
During James's big first act number, he makes a choice to say farewell to his cruel guardian ants. Not only is the song full of character development, but also sweeping instrumentals that capture the imaginative nature of Dahl's work.
And there, in the middle of a moment, you're halfway to somewhere new. Can't go back.
Followed by the equally inspired Floatin' Along,
All we need is a song, la 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 la, at the intersection where ocean meets the sky. Feels like I could fly, trying not to float along.
Middle of a Moment is one of the most remarkable moments in the show.
You're on your way.
Number 9, Red Ryder Carbine Action BB Gun, A Christmas Story, the musical.
You don't need a steed to be a cowboy. No. You're not a hero just by galloping off in the sun.
Christmas came early in 2012 when this holiday classic got a musical makeover. Following the holiday season through the eyes of a young boy in 1940s Indiana, the show has played Broadway and even Madison Square Garden. 3 songs in, Red Ryder Carbine Action BB Gun is the perfect I Want song.
When you're big and brave like me, no bully can ever make fun. My mom is crying, tell me Ralphie. While my dad is yelling, that boy, he's my son.
The lyrics convey Ralphie's desire to obtain the much sought-after toy, setting up his objective for the show. Pasek and Paul tap into the nostalgia of the much-loved Christmas staple, while also capturing its comedy and heart.
Red with a carbine axe, BB gun.
Number 8, Do You Remember, Peter Pan? After news of Broadway's Finding Neverland put the kibosh on Pasek and Paul's Peter Pan adaptation, the duo scrapped their concept for a darker version of the beloved story. However, despite the shelving of the project, they kept this hidden gem.
How one day you learn to trust that a pinch of fairy dust isn't make-believe, it's real. Tell me you remember.
Do You Remember is a gorgeous reflection on the adventures of Peter and Wendy. While the song mourns the hardship of leaving childhood, we are mourning what could have become of this adaptation. Here's hoping with some wishing and a little fairy dust that one day this Peter Pan musical will become fully realized.
Somehow remember.
Number 7, In Short, Edges.
We invited everybody that we knew to come to the concert hall under the thinking that if everybody was coming and expecting a show, then we would inevitably have to write a show. And so that was sort of the initial impetus for the show Edges that we did.
Before they became Broadway legends in the making, Pasek and Paul were musical theater students with a knack for composing songs. During their college years, they created their first show together, Edges. A song cycle, the show encompasses the challenges of being an adult. including songs like Along the Way and In Short.
Though Jorge's gone, tomorrow is a brand new day. Everyone makes a couple mistakes somewhere along the way.
The latter is a hilariously honest account of someone wanting to inflict pain and distress upon their ex-partner.
What if we both give it one more try? Sucks that we can't, 'cause you're a prick who deserves to die.
The comedy of the piece balances out the violent lyrics and results in one of the most side-splitting pieces in the Benj and Justin canon. Number 6. Speechless, Aladdin.
Here comes a wave meant to wash me away, a tide that is taking me under.
After making a big splash with their work on La La Land, Pasek and Paul became the go-to songwriters during the latter half of the 2010s. When Disney announced a live-action remake of Aladdin, Pasek and Paul were invited to help craft new songs. Among their contributions is Jasmine's song Speechless. Without any of her own musical moments in the animated film, Jasmine's solo was highly anticipated, and Pasek and Paul exceeded the hype. The song captures the princess's unwavering strength and determination. Featuring vocals by Naomi Scott, it's a powerful moment in the film that gives Jasmine's character much deserved agency.
All I know is I won't go speechless, speechless.
Number 5. Caught in the Storm, Smash.
You can push me away, I can take it. I can make you a promise and break it. We know the way it goes by now.
If there's one thing that musical theater lovers will never get over, it's the cancellation of Smash. After only 2 seasons, the Broadway-centered primetime show never got the justice it deserved. Luckily, despite its short run, the series gave fans several new songs, like Pasek and Paul's Rewrite This Story and Caught in the Storm. The latter song appears a couple of times, with our personal favorite being Jeremy Jordan's Jimmy Collins presenting the new composition to a room of his peers. Fit for both television and theater, the number is a fan favorite and a memento from a show whose curtain dropped way too soon.
When you love someone, you find a way to stay. Caught in the storm.
Number 4. First Date, Last Night, Dogfight.
Street lamp, dim glow. A light to blanket night like summer snow. We'll let it pour.
Adapted from the 1991 film of the same name, Dogfight was one of Pasek and Paul's earliest triumphs. The story follows a mean-spirited game where a group of Marines has to bring a date they deem unattractive to a party for a prize.
Blank slate, blank stare. Yeah, you made her cry, why do you care?
Things become complicated for the soldier Eddie when he begins to fall for one of the girls, Rose. The story is problematic, to say the least. Thankfully, the music allows for insight into the painful toll that the prank has caused.
If you had stayed, and you might miss any good that could come after this.
During an awkward date, Rose and Birdlace debate why they bothered to even go through with the night. Their duet is a standout from the musical soundtrack, helping launch the careers of Broadway faves Lindsay Mendez and Derek Klena. Number 3. This Is Me, The Greatest Showman.
I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, 'cause we don't want your broken parts.
Everything about The Greatest Showman screams spectacle. From the big orchestrations to the stunning set and costume design, the movie musical is a feast for the eyes and ears. Despite its pageantry, the musical also possesses a great deal of heart and depth. In the most emotional moments in the film, Lenny Lutz, played by Keala Settle, leaves jaws hanging with this show-stopping number. After being abandoned by Barnum, Lutz rallies her circus family to stand up and fight back.
This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be, this is me.
Look out, 'cause here I come.
An anthem of self-love and acceptance, the tune won the Golden Globe for Best Original Song. It's no surprise, considering it's one of Pasek and Paul's brightest achievements yet. Number 2. Another Day of Sun, La La Land.
About that day, I left him at a Greyhound station west of Santa Fe. We were 17, but he was sweet and it was true.
In 2016, La La Land burst its way into the history books. The glitzy Damien Chazelle-directed Ode to Hollywood, featuring songs by Pasek and Paul, dazzled audiences with its awe-inspiring song and dance sequences. Arguably, the most impressive one happens to be the opening scene of the film. Transforming an LA freeway into a full-blown Hollywood musical, everything about Another Day of Sun is applause-worthy. A dizzying tribute to the dreams of showbiz, it's hard to resist smiling along to its cheerful melody. Even though City of Stars won the Oscar for Best Original Song, Another Day of Sun is the true winner in our hearts. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Pretty Funny, Dogfight. Lindsay Mendez sings this heart-wrenching song to close out the first act of the musical.
Aren't you funny? Pathetically naive and desperate to believe you can always find some good.
Sincerely Me, Dear Evan Hansen. An up-tempo tune that demonstrates how Evan crafts his big lie. Rewrite the Stars, The Greatest Showman. A love song performed by Zac Efron and Zendaya while performing an aerial routine.
How do we rewrite the stars? Say you were made to be mine. Nothing can keep us apart. 'Cause you are the one I was meant to find.
Runnin' Home to You, The Flash. Written for a musical crossover episode of The Flash and Supergirl.
All I wanna do is come running home to you. Come running home to you.
In the Market for a Miracle, A Christmas Story Live. One of 2 songs written just for the live broadcast was sung by Anna Gasteyer.
Just take your tush and park it for a miracle. Slap a happy smile on that face. 'Cause if you're in the market for a miracle, you came to the right place.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. You Will Be Found, Dear Evan Hansen.
Let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay.
Even though Waving Through a Window has become one of the most memorable songs in the modern musical theater songbook, Pasek and Paul's You Will Be Found can't be beat. It gives each Dear Evan Hansen cast member a chance to join in.
From across the silence, your voice is heard. Even when the dark is crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you.
The emotionally heavy lyrics and the message that no one is ever alone make it a song for the digital age, where isolation and distance prevail.
You will be found.
Rounding out the first act, it's the perfect piece to close out the emotionally taxing story by giving both the characters and audience hope. Plus, given the revelations of the second act, Pasek and Paul prove that they're masters of subtext.
You will be found. You will be found.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.